Hello, so this is my version of the homework for Paul McWhorter's Raspberry Pi Pico lesson number 11, displaying different colours on an RGB LED. Because there's quite a lot of code this time, I'm not going to type it out manually. I've got it all written out, and I've already got the circuit set up here. My circuit is actually slightly different to Paul's because I've discovered that my LED is actually a common anode rather than a common cathode. So consequently I've got my what is Paul's ground pin is actually my 3.3 volt pin, so I've got it connected to the 3.3 volt pin over here on the Pico, and consequently the LEDs then go back and would technically be the ground, but so what I've got is the colours for the different LEDs in the same colour cable. So the red for this end, the green in the middle, and the blue coming to pin 15. Okay, so on the code we import the machine pin and PWM. From time we import sleep. I say the red pin I've got as pin 13, green pin 14, and the blue pin 15. We set up the pulse width modulation on the 3 colour pins, and then I've set the frequency of all the LEDs to 1000 Hz, just so it doesn't flicker. Now, slightly differently to Paul's, obviously my LEDs, because they are they're coming from a 3.3 volt pin back to the GPIO, I've actually got to set my pulse width modulation high in order to turn the LED off, which is why I'm starting with 65535. And then as we go through, when we get to the code, you'll see that I switch it down to 0 in order to get that colour to come on. Hopefully that'll make sense in a minute. So the actual code itself, I have while true, so we've got a continuous loop. I've set up a variable just so that I know if somebody picks a colour and it's not one of the colours that I've got on the list, then it will just print out another little message at the end. So success is 0 at the moment. Colour is going to be my variable for the input that people are going to enter. So input, what colour would you like? And then I've got a number of if statements checking whether that colour has been entered. I've done it with 3 different versions of each colour, so that if you've got a capital letter at the beginning, or if you've got all small letters, or if you've got all capital letters, it still comes up with the same colour. So for each colour, then we change which LEDs are showing. So with this one, I say the 65535 technically is off, 0 with mine is technically on. So for the red, it's red on, and the green and blue are off. And if that colour, if it's gone through that the if statement was correct, then I say success is 1. And then we've got basically the same for the green, same for the blue. Again, changing to the different states for the LEDs. I've also gone for yellow, cyan, magenta, orange, purple, and white. And obviously for white, technically all the LEDs are on, but I say with mine that puts it down to 0. Yeah, with each one of these, if the if statement has been accepted, then the success goes up to 1. If we get to this bottom stage and the success is less than 1, then it turns all the LEDs off and says, sorry, I only have these colours, and it gives you a choice of the colours that you can actually select. Then it will sleep for 1 second and start again and ask you what colour you would like. Okay, so let's see if it works. What I'll do, so that you can see the colours slightly better, I'll just fold it over, put a yellow card, a white card under it, and then turn the lights down slightly. And hopefully that'll make it slightly more visible. Right, so here we go. So we've got the question, what colour would you like? So we'll start with red. And there we have a nice red light. We'll go through them in order. Green, blue, can't remember what colours are there. Yellow we've got next. Cyan, magenta, orange, purple, sorry, you probably can't see the box at the bottom there. Let's see if I can adjust that slightly. Hopefully that's better. Right, and white. There we go. And say if I put in a colour that isn't a colour, or a colour that I haven't listed, let's say violet, it turns the LED off and says, sorry, I only have these colours. And you can put in a different colour. There we go. Hopefully that will make sense. And see you again next week.